and welcome into episode 40 of the Level Flight podcast. My name is Connor, of course. I am joined by Elliott and Brian today, and we are joined by a very, very special guest, Danny Zhilkin, Jets 2022 third-round pick, member of the Kitchener Rangers, late call-up to the Manitoba Moose last year. Danny, how are you doing?
Great, thanks for having me.
All right, so we'll start with, just whereabouts are you this offseason, and what does your schedule look like? What are you up to?
Yeah, I'm in Oakville, Ontario. I'm just living with my parents here and my brother as well. Training, I'm 5 times a week in the gym and on the ice 2 to 3 times a week right now. But then towards the end of the summer, I'll ramp that up to probably 4 times a week.
And are you training with like Kitchener Rangers teammates or just people that are locally in the area? Like what's the group out there?
Yeah, I'm with Matt Nickel out of Downsview Park here in Toronto. I train with Chibi and Kuz actually. Kuzman and Nikita Chibrikov there as well. So we've got a young pro group there. Pavel Minskov is there as well, and guys like Francesco Curry, my ex-teammate as well. So it's pretty good group.
And well, obviously there's the on the ice stuff, and we're gonna get to that, but we want to start sort of with the off ice and more specifically Zhilkin's vision. We're huge fans of what you and Lauren are doing there. We've mentioned it on the pod before. But we want to start there. So for people who may not have heard of it, describe it sort of to us what that initiative is all about.
Yeah, so we started in August 2022, right after the draft. It's a foundation about destigmatizing mental health in sports and, not only hockey, but sports as well. And you see so many athletes kind of speaking out about mental health, and we're trying to kind of promote that and have, more and more people speak out about mental health because it's such a huge part of not only hockey, but other sports as well.
And the thing that stands out to me the most is, on the initiative's Instagram page, they post about a bunch of things like rest and recovery, burnout, perfectionism in sport. What kind of stands out to you as a professional athlete? What thing kind of resonates with you the most?
I think biggest thing is confidence. I think, you're playing so many games in season where, there could be stretches of games where, 2 to 3 games, you're not, getting any points or you're not really playing the best, even shift to shift, right? If you turn the puck over, get a bad penalty or cause a goal and you're on the bench kind of thinking to yourself, like, am I good enough to go out there and kind of prove everybody wrong and do the right thing, right? So I think the biggest thing for me is confidence.
So you said you mentioned that you started the initiative after the draft, but now that you are a part of an NHL organization, you're integrated, you've been around for about a year. Does that change anything with the vision, or is everything just kind of full steam ahead, same sort of way that you're going?
I think it's kind of actually boosted that as well, especially, going into Winnipeg, hopefully this upcoming season, and them, having Project 11 there and kind of, they're doing such a great job of promoting mental health as well. And being at Developer Camp there, they had so many, mental health seminars about kind of, how to treat your mental health and be positive in all ways. So I think it's been great so far, and we're hoping to, collab with Project 11 and see where that goes.
And I remember seeing a post. I don't remember if it was with Guelph or with Kitchener, but I remember you guys had a bit of an event at like a game. What was that like, and seeing the support from the team that you were a part of?
Yeah, so that was in the beginning of the season. I was still with the Guelph Storm. We were raffling off a game worn jersey from the Guelph Storm from the previous season, and for donations towards Canadian Mental Health Association. We raised, I think, just under $1,300. So that was obviously pretty special. And we've had people donate from actually all over the world as well. So not only Canada. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've read about your hockey story, kind of growing up and moving to Canada at 13. I'll let you tell the story because it's pretty crazy, but take me through, like how you became a hockey player and what that experience was like with your family.
Yeah, so I was born in Moscow, Russia. I was there until about 9 years old. I started playing hockey for the Red Army CSKA, the KHL team that they have there. They kind of, in Russia, how it works is they have a youth hockey team. They're all kind of connected to the main team in the pro club. So I actually started playing hockey with Chibrikov there. I have a picture here from nice. we moved teams at the age of 9. So Nikita's right there. And
Oh,
then
that's awesome.
There's me over
I
there.
love that.
Yeah,
I
there's
love it.
Pavel Mintyukov there as well, so he was in our team as well. So it was a pretty special team there. And then at the age of 9, I moved. I was here for a camp for 2 weeks. My parents just took me kind of, see how North American hockey is, and we weren't really planning anything. And then a coach saw me and just asked me to play the following September. So we went back to Russia, grabbed our stuff, and moved over here.
How long did you and Chibrikov play together in Russia?
From 4 to 9, so about 5 years.
And I thought during development camp you guys had some chemistry, so that would explain it.
Yeah,
There's the dots.
Yeah, we hang around each other a lot, and we were roommates when we got called up together, and end of last season. So, and training together as well. So it's been going great.
So Scott Wheeler, The Athletic, had a great piece on you a while back. He wrote that you were expected to be selected in the first 2 rounds of the draft back in 2022, maybe as high as the late first, but you obviously ended up going in the 3rd round. Was that what was the experience like for you for you? And what was your perspective on that? And did it kind of give you a chip on the shoulder after that?
I think so, a little bit. Obviously, it was super stressful. Of course, just sitting there night 1, you really never really know what's gonna happen, right? So you see so many guys. There's guys who go, super high, but they were expected to go later or the opposite way. So I was kind of being optimistic, but then just hearing my name called, and it's a Canadian team and Winnipeg Jets, and it was I remember walking down the stairs and putting on that jersey and being kind of starstruck for a couple hours after that. So it was awesome.
Yeah, and I think too, where on the subsequent days of the draft, I feel like there's a lot more of they're meeting you on the draft floor, and that first experience with whoever you're talking to first. What was that like when you actually get up to that draft table, you put that jersey on, and you have those first conversations? Sort of what's going through your brain then?
Not gonna lie, I kind of blacked out. Like I remember tossing the jersey on, and then I shook everybody's hand around, the draft table. But then you kind of go into media for a couple hours, and then you're blacked out until you get up into the team suite upstairs, and then you meet everybody there, and that's when it kind of sinks in. And I think a couple days after that as well, I'm just arriving home, I'm still kind of shocked that I'm an NHL prospect. And yeah, it's been going great so far, and I'm super happy with Winnipeg.
And another thing is, like, people view prospects differently depending on where they're drafted. Obviously, if you're drafted super high, you have higher expectations and stuff. Do you kind of go into these like training camps and development camps where you need to prove yourself with like, I'm better than a 3rd round pick and I know it, and I need to prove that? Is it always in like the back of your mind, or are you just kind of playing free?
Well, I think a little bit of both. I think every time you step on the ice, there's somebody watching, no matter if you're, just on the ice here in Toronto training in the summer, or if you're in, in Winnipeg with so many eyes on you. So I think just stepping on the ice and doing the best you can every time you're on the ice, I think that's a huge thing. And, I think we have a great prospect pool here in Winnipeg. So I think, growing up with all those guys, you're kind of, trying to support each other in a way, but you're also kind of competing for, those spots on the team.
So did you end up getting a phone call so that you knew who you were getting drafted to? And if so, were you called before the draft by any other teams and they said that they were going to take you?
I don't think anybody was telling me that they're going to take me. I had at the NHL Combine, I had 27 interviews. I think that was on one of the higher side of things. So Winnipeg actually had the biggest personnel at the Combine. That I think like they had the longest table, the biggest room, and the most amount of people there. So I remember that interview pretty well. But no, I had no idea it was going to be Winnipeg. I was just sitting there, and it was in the moment when everybody else found out. So pretty special.
Well, now that you're part of the organization, you've spent time in the city for development camp and training camp. Is there anything specific about Winnipeg that sort of excites you the most, either way, whether hockey or off ice or the city itself?
I think what was incredible to me was the whiteout when I was with the Moose, and we got to experience I think it was game 3, I think, of the playoffs. So when they were playing Vegas there, so it was unbelievable seeing the whole rink. I know it's the smallest rink in the league, I believe, but it was probably the loudest rink I've ever experienced, and the whiteout was incredible.
Did you celebrate like the rest of the fans when Adam Lowry tied the game at 4?
Yeah, it was pretty hype. We we had, a few other prospects there, and we were pretty much standing for most of the game because it was so exciting. But I think off the ice, I think in Winnipeg the people are amazing, and actually the food is pretty good as well. So at development camp, we visited a few great places, and the food was incredible everywhere.
Were you part of that group that got a chance to head out to Shaw Park for the Gold Ice game?
Yeah, we all did. We all went there for. I think we're only there for half the game. We didn't catch the whole game, but that was a good experience as well.
Well, what is that like to sort of have, other teams in the city wanting to sort of have, get you guys out and, get you a little bit more integrated into the pro sports scene here, because it's quite diverse. You've got, different levels of baseball and now basketball and soccer. So, we know that, there's a lot of sort of camaraderie between the organizations. So, as a prospect, and you're getting sort of integrated into the city, what is it like to have other teams being like, yeah, come on out, come experience something else that's going on here?
Yeah, it's great. I think on one of the last days we saw the basketball set up there. It was, it sucks we didn't catch a game there, but that looked pretty cool as well, seeing, the Jets rink, but it's basketball, basketball game is going to be happening there, and hoping to, catch a Blue Bombers game. I heard it's pretty special and pretty loud atmosphere there. So hoping to go to a game there someday.
Hoping you're here for Banjo Bowl. That's probably the
Yeah, there you go.
the highlight game. If you want a game where it's going to be loud and the stadium's packed, that's probably the day to go.
Perfect. Sounds good. I saw the basketball game actually got sold out, I think last week. I saw it on Twitter somewhere. So that's pretty cool as well.
They've had 2 sellouts, and then I think Saturday's game, I think right now they've opened it up. So to the entire Laura Bowl. So should be good.
Cool.
Shifting it back onto the ice now. For fans that, are just starting to get, familiar with you and on the ice, how would you describe yourself, the way you play?
Yeah, I think I'm a fast, skilled forward. I think I can, make the right place in high pressure situations. I pride myself on being a two-way centerman, and I think face-offs is a huge part of the game for me. I think I was upwards, just under 60% last season. So I think it's a huge part of, my play and hockey in general. I think when you're starting with the puck, it's a lot easier to play. So yeah, I would say fast, skilled, two-way forward for sure.
And at development camp, you don't really see much with the short area drills and the limited scrimmage time. But what was that experience like for you? Because it seemed like all the players were having just the best time, whether it was on the ice, off the ice, at the escape room, which we saw on the Jets Twitter and stuff. Just what was it like getting to see all the guys and spend almost the whole week with them?
Yeah, I would say the first few days were pretty quiet for sure because, a lot of the guys don't know each other. But then when everybody opened up, I think we had a special group. There wasn't any groups of people that were just sticking together. I think everybody was hanging out with everybody. And, you're always sitting with different guys at dinner. And I think it was a great group of guys. Yeah, on the ice, when somebody scores, everybody goes nuts. And, it was pretty exciting for sure.
Was there any story like off the ice, like the escape room or the Gold Eyes game, anything that really sticks out that you'll remember for years to come?
I think the escape rooms were pretty fun. I think, we really bonded there. I think my team came first, actually. We got out the quickest, but that's because we had most of the school guys on my team. So I feel like they kind of carried, but it was pretty funny to see the last team kind of struggle to get out there with Nikita and Lambo. So it was pretty funny for sure.
Yeah.
So now we were getting sort of into this point in your career where last season you ended last season with a late call up to the Moose. Going into this year, what are you looking for in terms of your personal development at the pro level?
Yeah, I think for sure, my plan is I want to make the Moose, obviously, and kind of transition into pro hockey and not, be that bottom line guy. And I want to kind of, make an impression and kind of get, consistent minutes. I think that's the biggest thing. And, showcase myself to the best of my ability and, help the team out as much as I can.
Speaking of your play, last year, obviously, training camp, you played really well. This year, at development camp, you looked really good. So going into this year's training camp, is there anywhere where you feel that you want your game to be going into the season? Like, is there a specific thing you're working on? Is there something that you want to make sure that coaches notice that maybe you think the rest of the team would help the team and the rest of the team needs win games?
I think 100% my speed. I think I'm a fast player. I have that explosive first couple of steps, and when I get going, I can really get past defensemen. And I think especially in the American Hockey League, it's such a fast game, but I think speed will definitely help any team. So I think I can bring that a lot. And as I said, face-offs and kind of being able to play any and all positions actually. So I think that would be huge as well.
And last year with the late call up to the Moose, you obviously got to know Mark Morrison and Eric Dubois and Nolan Baumgartner. Have you kept in contact with any of those coaches going into training camp?
Yeah, in training camp, they've actually been awesome. Actually, Mo took us, all the rookies that got called up last season. We were in Milwaukee, and he called us all to dinner. So we had we grabbed a bite to eat. He kind of explained that, in pro hockey, there's no billets, and your parents turn around. You're kind of by yourself. You got to make smart decisions and kind of, always look out for yourself. And yeah, as I said, make smart decisions. And there's nobody, looking after you here. So you're kind of surviving on your own and trying to make the best impact on the team.
I feel like the American Hockey League as well has a very unique environment because you have a lot of, really younger guys starting to go through their development journey. But then you also have guys who have been there for a while and sort of take on a leadership role. What sort of value is there? Like if you come in and, you're getting to, day in, day out, hang out with, say, Jimmy Olney, someone who's, been around for a while and, sort of leading the charge, what's that, the value in that for a young player like yourself?
Yeah, the guys they've been great, especially when we got called up in, last May. They've been awesome and super welcoming. They knew that, we probably weren't getting any games, but they always, included us in everything. And, team dinners, it wasn't just a rookie sitting at one table. It was everybody sitting everywhere with everyone. So yeah, it was pretty good. And, seeing, he was actually in Winnipeg working out when we were there for development camp, and, saying hi to him there, it was great, and hoping to, see him moving forward and hoping to build that relationship as well.
Yeah, and just one last thing here about, the upcoming Moose season. In terms of what you do as a player, obviously you pride yourself on being a good two-way center, and your effort level is, I mean, we've seen it too, where we watched training camp last year. Connor and Elliott spent a lot of time at development camp, and you stood out to us. And what part of your game do you think you can confidently say will translate best to this level?
I think my versatility for sure, just being able to play, penalty kill, being able to play fourth line, or being able to play top line minutes with, smarter and skilled players. I think I'm a skilled and fast forward, as I said. I think I can keep up with good players, as well as, play those grinder bottom line minutes where you have to do the right thing and kind of, get the puck and, get it in, or, get into some skill guys' hands or veterans' hands, and then get off the ice, right? So I think it's going to be a huge part of my game moving forward and in this season for sure.
So we'll end it off on a bit of a lighter note here. But last year, the Jets, for the first time ever, brought this whole thing where players chose their goal song. Danny Zhilkin, when you come to the NHL level, do you have a goal song in the back of your mind ready?
I'm not going to lie, I don't, off my mind. I know it's not going to be a Taylor Swift song because I didn't know any at camp. I don't know if you guys saw that video.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad when I said a Katy Perry song instead of Taylor Swift song. But I'd have to look into it. I don't actually right now, no.
So no Taylor Swift. All right. Well,
we'll scratch that off the list.
Write that down.
Maybe Katy Perry though.
Maybe Fireworks is a good one. So I don't know.
There you go. Yeah. All righty. Well, this was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on, Danny. Obviously you're welcome anytime. And from all three of us, this was a blast.
Of course. Thank you so much.
All righty. We'll get on out of here.
All right. Thank you guys.
See ya.
Today's episode of the Level Flight Podcast is brought to you by DraftKings. New customers download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. Just bet $5 to score $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-HOPE-NY or HOPE-NY via text. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700 on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. In West Virginia, gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly. In partnership with the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races, in Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Max bet $50. 10 plus legal requirement for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball terms.
And welcome back into episode 40 of the Level 5 podcast. Thank you once again to DraftKings for sponsoring this episode. Brian and Elliott, how are we feeling after that interview with Danny? That was outstanding.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying, I know you said it in the interview as well, just a huge thank you to Danny and Lauren, and just being willing to hop on here. And I know in the past we've also been fairly in contact with them about Zhilkin's vision, and getting to actually talk to Danny about it was terrific. So I know we've said it already, but I can't overstate how thankful we are that we were able to have him on and be able to actually chat with him for a while.
Yeah, that was just really cool. I think that's really all that comes down to, is just, it was a cool experience, and it was nice to chat with him and get to know some things. We learned some new things, got to figure out what he thinks his game is all about, which is, I mean, we kind of knew what it was, but it was good to hear it from him, and we can't wait to see him this upcoming season. It should be fun.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of crazy and surreal to look back that on episode 40 we're at the point where we're interviewing Jets prospects, and every time we've hit a milestone and we've done something, I include a little note at the start of the episode that we're so thankful for all of our listeners. But I'm gonna take this opportunity again, because if no one listened to our podcast, Danny Zhilkin wouldn't say yes to coming on, right? So this is all because of our listeners. We are incredibly thankful to everyone who tunes in every week and supports us on our social media or whatever. This is all because of you. So we really appreciate it. And yeah, that was a boatload of fun, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And with now every episode will go downhill from here, unfortunately. that was it.
We've peaked. That's it.
We've peaked.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No,
I hope not.
Yeah, we're filming some more, timeless content. Like I said in the last episode, we got Blake Wheeler's best moments coming out maybe next week. We're going to try and get some local beat reporters. We've wanted to interview them for quite a while, so we're reaching out to them, trying to get them on. And we're really looking forward to what we can do in the next 2 months, because a lot of people are free for a lot of interviews, and we love doing the interview process. We love coming up with the questions and doing that whole thing and jumping in and follow up,
meeting new people,
hearing new stories. This is a blast. This is what
it's
podcasting
all media, baby. It's all about the media,
communications and media.
That's what we're about
This
here.
is what it's all
we're
about.
striving towards our degree. Like, we're just
all we needed was 3
pounding it.
majors. That's all we needed to figure it out, was 3 of us. Put our minds together, we figured it out.
Yeah.
No, but unless you guys have anything else to say about the interview, I mean, obviously we're incredibly thankful. That was awesome. But yeah, I've got nothing else. I'm lost for words.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Episode 40.
Yeah,
that was great. 10 more to 50. That'll be extremely fun.
That'll be
right
around
around
when
when
for
the season
50.
starts. We will. We'll have something special cooked up. Maybe we'll have Danny back on. No,
Too early.
Just
Too early.
for every episode. No, I'm kidding.
He's just a part of the Level Flight podcast now.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, but a lot of episodes coming out in the next 2 months, once a week, of course. Episode 50 will come out closer to the season, which will be really fun. We'll have a lot to talk about with training camp.
Looking at like first week October, if you're mark it on your calendars.
Exactly. But training camp is around the corner. There's a lot of things to talk about with that. There's a lot of training camp battles that'll happen. There's still the question marks of Scheifele and Hellebuck. Will they start the season with the Jets? If they get traded, obviously we're going to talk about it. if not, we'll just keep doing some fun content that, like I said last week, doesn't really have a clock on it, right? So
Yeah,
there's lots to do, there's lots to talk about, and we hope you stick around for the dead air portion of the offseason, because we've got some fun stuff planned.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's get on out of here. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. And yeah, see ya. I'm out of here.
See ya.
Go see Bears, we're playoff bound.
All right, bye, folks.
See ya.
It's real quick.